Hello guys, welcome to another monthly favorites video, and because I didn't do a monthly favorites video for December, I'm gonna combine December and January favorites in one. Also, at the end of the video, there's going to be a giveaway, so stay tuned. Now in Singapore we get a lot of humidity year-round and it is pretty high heat. It is usually 31-32 degrees Celsius on most days, and it can go higher than that during hot seasons. So keeping your skin clog-free can be a problem even if you have dry skin like me. So a couple of the things that I've been really liking this past 1 or 2 months, well, essentials really. I think this is like my third bottle of Pixi's Glow Tonic. This is 5% glycolic acid, and I've spoken about this before in a lot of favorites videos and posts. Starting on glycolic acid has been one thing that completely changed my skincare game. Now, if you're not aware, glycolic acid is the smallest AHA molecule around, so it penetrates a little bit deeper than other acids. So besides the surface exfoliation, smoothing your skin, reducing clogs, making your texture look smoother, brighter, more radiant, also allowing better absorption of skincare products after use. And some studies have proven that it can actually help to thicken your skin. So it sounds a little counterintuitive because we expect that acids will thin your skin, but actually some acids like glycolic acid stimulate your skin and help it to repair and protect itself a little bit better. So this is an essential, and I have some jumbo bottles from the Pixi team. Thank you, I love you. I don't use this in the day because I do not want to sensitize my skin just before going out in the sun. So this is a nightly thing for me, and I will sometimes switch out to a 10% glycolic acid toner on other nights. That's my Alpha H, which I will talk about another day. But my usual staple is this, and it's a very nice gateway glycolic acid product if you've never used glycolic acid before, because it is at a 5% dosage and it is still concentrated enough to be effective, but not so diluted that it has no effect on the skin. The next thing that I'm going to mention is more of an honorary mention, simply because I've only been using it for a week or so, and this is Peau's Essential Refining Essence. Now this one is the latest formula. It's got this milky powder at the bottom and then a clear liquid at the top, and you just shake it up. It seems to help my skin stay a little bit more calm and produce less oil during the day under my makeup when I use this. So I do have to mention that it contains alcohol. Alcohol allows some ingredients to penetrate. So if you're very against that, or you have very sensitive skin, you have very dry skin, then this is not for you. If you have oily skin though, you may want to take a look at it. This is 130 bucks in Singapore. By Peau standards, it is very reasonable. By most skincare standards, of course, it is not cheap at all. But for an essence, I think 130 is high, but not astronomical yet. So this contains an ingredient called succinic acid, which helps to loosen all these oil plugs that clog up your skin and then turn into whiteheads, blackheads, everything. It also causes your pores to tighten, which is the reason that this is supposed to be used after serum. So if you're using, say, a vitamin C or vitamin B serum, things that you want your skin to absorb into the deeper layers, use that before this, because this will close up everything, seal everything, and then keep your skin balanced. And then you can go on top of that with your face cream and everything else. Another item that I've used for a few weeks and I really like under makeup during hot days is my Ultra Repair Barriere Cream by Fat Beauty. So this is an oxygenated cream, and it's got this really strange, fluffy texture. It's like a dry foam almost, and you can hear the foaming sound when you rub it onto your skin. And what you're supposed to do is just smooth it in and don't over rub, and pat it out, and then just let it sit and absorb into your skin. It actually forms this protective barrier over your skin, hence the name Barriere Cream. It keeps out pollutants, harmful particles and all that, while also hydrating your skin for a few hours, because it's got 3 different sizes of hyaluronic acid molecules, which is to me the gold standard for hyaluronic acid creams. If you use a cream that just sits on the surface and doesn't seem to absorb, then it's not really hydrating your skin. This one sinks in and it seems to hydrate and keep skin very balanced for several hours, which I really like, because when I wear makeup on top of this, I feel like my makeup stays on better, I feel less oily. This does not leave a sticky, filmy, tacky kind of a feel on top of the skin as well. So makeup goes on very beautifully, and I find a lot of my foundations actually look slightly more matte when I use this underneath. My skin feels more comfortable through the day when I wear this. This is not for very dry skins. It is most suited for combination oily and normal skins. Now, bases. I have been going between sort of satin full coverage and dewy full coverage. So one of my favorites the past few weeks has been the Vanish Seamless Liquid Foundation from Hourglass. You guys saw my demo a few videos ago. This has so much coverage. I'm actually wearing this today, and I've been wearing it since I think about 9 AM this morning. It is now 4 PM, so that is 7 hours. And my makeup still looks completely perfect, and I was walking out and about in the heat. So this definitely manages to give really nice coverage and a very skin-like matte texture, I find. It does take on a dewier finish if I use a very rich cream underneath, but that also affects its wear time, so I try to just use a cream that doesn't over-moisturize my skin if I'm going to be wearing this. And then it just stays all day. The other product that kind of surprised me was the Hera Age Reverse Cushion. Now this is the Golden Pig edition, which is limited edition for the Lunar New Year, and it is so gorgeous. But aside from the packaging, the formula itself is just beautiful. It is very satiny. If you've seen Hera's other two cushions, they have a UV mist cushion which is extremely hydrating. That one is very high coverage, but it is extremely dewy finish, and I find sometimes in Singapore heat it just does not stay on. I tend to prefer black cushion, which is more matte, but at the same time, sometimes when you go for a cushion, you just want that glow. So this one manages to sit right between those two formulas for me anyway. It is hydrating, it has anti-aging properties and ingredients in there, and it just takes care of your skin basically. I like products that take care of your skin while they sit on your skin. I wouldn't call it fully dewy because I find after it sort of sits on my skin for a few minutes and sort of dries down, it goes to a bit more of a satin finish. There is a bit of a glow, but it's not too glowy. So this is something that I actually pop in my bag. I have stopped carrying compact foundations and pressed powders in my bag because I just find, on my dry skin anyway, I don't like the look of a freshly powdered face in the middle of the day. That just looks too powdery. I don't know why, but as I've gotten older, I've just disliked that powdered look more and more. It just looks so fake, it looks so made up. Even if it's just a light layer of powder, you just look made up. So I very much prefer just carrying a cushion compact around, and I will just wipe off any makeup that's caked up or it's smudged off or it's breaking down, and then I'll just go in lightly, tap on a little bit of this creamy foundation. It just looks better. My Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder. This has sort of catapulted to the top of the powders that I reach for most often. I still love my Laura Mercier, I still love my Chanel loose powders. Those two are sort of my favorites. But somehow or other, I just keep reaching for this. I think what I like about this is this just melts right in. I never need to use a brush to sweep any excess powder off because this just melts right in. And it's got a tiny bit of a vanilla, pale yellow sort of a tone to it, which I don't mind. If you have very dark skin, maybe you want to be careful with it in case it leaves a bit of a cast. But for my skin tone at least, sort of like a light, medium or fair light, this never looks powdery for me. It just makes my makeup look poreless but not very heavy, if that makes sense. The highlighter, and this is not new. This is my The Balm Mary Luminizer, and I love this so much. This product has been around for more than 10 years probably. As long as I've been blogging, probably more. It was one of the first highlighters that you could find on the market, and it is just this most beautiful soft champagne ivory beige that looks beautiful on fair to medium skin tones. It is fine-grained enough that when you sweep it on, it looks like dewy skin. It doesn't look so much like a metallic highlighter. These days, I feel with a lot of the formulas that brands are coming up with, we're into that ultra-metallic, ultra-dramatic glow, and then when you look up close, it really doesn't make your skin texture look very nice. Whereas for Mary Lou Manizer, it just has this soft, slightly more matte glow than those metallic highlighters. So it doesn't emphasize your pores, it doesn't emphasize texture as much, but that sheen is still there. So I don't know, I've just rediscovered this in recent months and I just keep going back to this, and I like it more than my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Mascara is an interesting one because when I first tried this I was kind of like, meh. This is a Viva Las Lashes mascara by Inglot, and this is the one that they launched with the J-Lo collection. So if I open this for you, you'll be able to see that it's got a super tiny, very skinny wand. I didn't like this at first because it takes quite a bit of time, you know, to get every single lash and build everything up because of how small the brush is. But then I realized that you can build and build and build and your lashes will just fan out and look super gorgeous, but you get no clumps because of the formula, which is slightly on the dry side, and the small little brush. The other thing it's perfect for is the bottom lashes. This will just reach the bottom lashes and coat them like nothing else. At the start, it didn't give me instant impact, so I didn't love it, but my habit is to keep things around me and reuse them from time to time just to see if I change my mind about them. And this is one of those that I really changed my mind about. Heroin Make liquid liners. I have this in 3 shades. 1 which is black, 2 which is a dark brown, and 3 which is a soft, kind of like a chocolatey brown. And I love all of them. I can't stop using them. The thing is, there are quite a lot of good drugstore liquid eyeliners around, I feel, but somehow or other, these are just the ones that I keep reaching for over and over again. I find them pigmented, but not overly pigmented, so I get to control and build up the intensity exactly how I want it. The other thing is they are a very fine tip, and you know, some liquid liners are very fluid, and the moment you set them down your skin, they start to bleed into fine lines. With this, you stroke it on, it stays crisp, you get no feathering, no bleeding, no smudging. It is just beautiful. Blush-wise, I would call this more of an honorary mention as well, since I've only had it a few days, but I really love these tones, and this is my Laneige Ideal Blush Duo in number 7, Nude Rose. This one came out with the recent Rose collection. I mean, this soft neutral pink is a little bit like a softer version of Tarte Exposed. It goes with everything. It's one of those next to nothing blushes you can put on to look just a little bit healthier but not look like you're wearing too much obvious blush. And this deep mauvey plummy shade is just gorgeous. The two of them mixed together, I love these two mixed together. This alone may be a little bit too soft for medium to tan skin tones. You may not be able to see much color, but mixed, it is beautiful. And of course, this shade alone is great for deeper skin tones as well. And the formula for this is just beautiful because they are so silky, so fine. They almost feel like a cream when you touch them, and they build and build without looking streaky or patchy or uneven on the skin. So this is a brand and a formula that I feel deserves a little bit more buzz than they are getting. Lips. Now this is the month that we celebrate Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, and if you guys didn't know, red is a big thing. Red for Lunar New Year, because this is the color of prosperity, it's the color of wealth, color of luck, color of life and vibrancy, and yeah, everything good. So I have a few red products that I absolutely am in love with, and the first of these is what I'm wearing today. This is Lancome's Rouge Vintage 178. Now this is a matte formula, and there's something about the Lancome lipsticks. I think it just makes me think of sneaking into my mom's makeup drawer when I was a kid and applying her lipstick without her knowing. And the other red that I absolutely love as well, which is slightly more warm tone than this, but also very, very close, are the Shu Uemura RD163s. I love all three formulas, and you can see all the lip swatches of the Shu Uemura red collections in my lipstick swatch video. I swatched 20 plus shades from the entire red collection, and 163 is slightly on the warm side compared to the Lancome, which has a tint of pink in it. So I'm gonna try and swatch this. I'm not sure if the undertone difference is visible, if they look exactly the same on camera. But this is the Shu Uemura, this is the Lancome. I feel the Lancome one comes off a little softer because it's not so red compared to the Shu Uemura. But it's still a beautiful, beautiful shade. I feel it brightens the skin, it brightens your teeth. But it's got that little bit of an undertone difference that makes it look a little bit more vibrant. The way I pick between these is depending on my outfit or the look for the day. Now this dress that I'm wearing right now is a mix of red and white. So in some lights or some angles, it actually comes off as a pink tone, you know, overall from distance. So in this case, I would wear the Lancome with it because it has a little bit more of that cool pink undertone to it. On days that I'm wearing more of a peach blush or, you know, warm toned eyeshadows, warm color schemed clothes, I would be more likely to go with the RD163 from Shu Uemura. I do also want to mention the LANEIGE Rose Collection lipsticks. I love every single shade because even though it's called the Rose Collection, they all have very, very neutral undertones to them. So if you kind of like neutral but you want very safe colors that just work with everything, this collection, you should check it out. Now the next item is something I have used for years and years, and I don't feel like I mention this enough considering how often I use it, which is nightly. My Revitalash Advanced Eyelash Conditioner, and this is one of the better ones I feel. I have tried Lilash, I have not tried Latisse, which was the first brand to come up with the lash lengthening serums. Do note that there are very few brands in the world that manufacture eyelash serums that contain that prostaglandin derivative that actually makes lashes grow. A lot of eyelash growth serums are nothing more than glorified lash conditioners. So be very, very careful. This one does. I think what's so shocking to me is that a lot of those brands that are just marketing lash conditioners as lash growth serums charge a price that is just as high as the actual lash growth serums. So do a little research, find a list of brands that do contain a prostaglandin derivative. The tricky thing is because the brands do not list a lot of their ingredients up front, it can be a little bit hard to tell which ones contain it and which ones do not. The three brands that I can confirm for you right now are Revitalash, Latisse, and Lilash. There may be a couple more brands that have come up in the past few years that manufacture lash growth serums as well now, but I haven't tried those, I haven't really heard of those, so I cannot vouch for those at all. Most of the other stuff that you can buy off the shelf, they don't contain anything worth the money. Okay, the next thing is a tool of sorts. Now this is the Beauty Blender, I don't know what it's called, it's like a protector. It's like a rubbery case that you can put your Beauty Blender in while it dries, and I love it because not only is it flexible and can bring it around, it doesn't take up much space. The thing is you can just pop it in, and I put it on my dresser as a cup when I am using my Beauty Blender. So I'll just do my makeup, pop it back in, do other stuff, and if I need to reach for it again. And it is aerated, so after you wash your Beauty Blender, you can just pop it into this little pill, close it up, it stays clean and it dries out, and you can use it again right after that. So this is just amazing. Last thing, we are on to the last thing, and that is my OUAI Texturizing Hairspray. Can you tell I love it? This one's running out, it's just a mini, and this is the one that I bring around, and this is the full size which I keep at home. Now this is not a super hold hairspray, so if you're going to do a very dramatic hairstyle or doing very tight curls, I don't think this is the one for it. But if you're doing loose waves, you know, you want some volume, you want some texture, but you don't want weight, you don't want crispiness, you don't want your hair to feel stiff, This is really, really good. And what I like about it is, you know, if I spray it, I will sometimes spray it around my roots for a little bit of lift and volume in the morning, and then through the day, if my hair starts to get flat, which it often does since it's so fine, I can just do this and the volume goes right back. This is a little bit like a cross between hairspray and hair powder. It is not as stiff or sticky as hair powder, but it does give you a little bit more texture and a bit more lift. Now for the giveaways. I'm splitting this into two parts because I have two sets of items to give away. One is skincare, which will be given out on my Instagram account, and then the other is makeup, which I'm going to show you guys here. So the makeup part of the giveaway will comprise of one Laneige Wild at Heart Iron Cheek palette. This is a limited edition palette from the holidays. So let me open this and let you have a look at the palette itself. So I don't think this is available for sale anymore. This is the one in the chrome purple case from last month. So these are dusky neutrals with a sort of a red lean to them. Very flattering, very easy to wear, and the formula is very silky, I am telling you. So that is going to be part of the makeup giveaway, along with the latest special edition NARS liquid lipsticks. So these are the ones in the metallic red packaging, and wait until you see the tubes. So they have a red sleeve and a gold case, and then tubes are chrome red. Have you seen anything this gorgeous? So this one is Flame and the other shade is Firework. This is a gorgeous shade, Fireworks. So I decided that I have enough liquid lipsticks for now, and I should probably just give these to someone who will love them a little bit more. And you guys know that NARS Power Matte Liquid Lips are one of my favorite formulas, so it was not easy to part with these, but I love you guys. I am also including the super pretty Pixi Glow Cake. This is the one in Pink Champagne Glow. So you've got highlight, blush, and shimmery bronzer all in one. You can swirl them together, or you can use these shades separately. And I already have another one of these which I'm using, so this is a duplicate and I want to pass it on to someone. And I do also want to show you guys the skincare prize, if you're curious. It is this beautiful travel pouch from Pixi, gorgeous rose print. This is a hefty bag and it's really, really nice quality. It's waterproof, so you can bring it traveling. So it's a full set of full-size rose products, the best sellers, and you guys know these are beauty vlogger favorites. And I was kind of thinking of keeping all these, but I do have duplicates of quite a number of the items already. I decided I should just give this away to one of you. So if you're interested in winning this beautiful, beautiful set of skincare items, head over to my Instagram account and you can participate there. I don't mind if you participate in both giveaways. The more the merrier, right? Oh, if you are a minor though, please make sure that you have parental consent to share personal details with me if you happen to win the giveaway, because I will need your shipping information and details in order to send you your goodies, okay? That concludes my favorite video for the months of December and January. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and good luck with the giveaway. When the moon and water meet, somewhere close to home.